Hi, I'm Phil Snyder, and you're watching this video because you have made the smart decision to rent my wonderful Gulfstream PT Cruiser. 28.5 feet long and in excellent shape. It's a good ride, a solid ride, and a lot of fun. I'm going to take you on a tour of the RV as well as give you a little training on how to operate things and where they're located. And so, as advertised online, here it is, 2006 Gulfstream PT Cruiser. It has a 450 engine, V10, lots and lots of power. I've got it tucked in partially underneath this pergola to keep the HOA off of my proverbial rear end. But there she is from this side, and let's take a look at her from the other side, and we'll see some more here soon. This is the slide out, and with the awning that covers it, and it's a E450 V10, as I said, Super Duty. And here's a view from the rear and side. I'm going to take you on a tour of the exterior here. Down here is the generator. You really shouldn't need to open this up during the rental, but we'll take a look at it anyway. It's an Onan Micro Quiet 4000 watt. Very reliable and runs all the AC inside. And here's a storage compartment here in the rear of the left side. And in here we have the adapters, every kind of adapter you would need for 50 amp or 30 amp or 15 amp. This RV runs on 30 amps. So here's the surge protector, comes with it, and here's the city water hose. All the compartments on the exterior have these little clips that when you open them up, you can keep it open by clipping it on there. Okay, and then you have the locks on most of them for the key. So on this RV you have 3 keys. Obviously the ignition key is the black one, and you have the 2 brass keys. The shorter one is the one that goes to the door, that's this one, and then the longer one is the one that goes to all the exterior compartments. So let's open up the power shoreline. It stows in there, it curls up in a pretty tight spiral, as you'll see in a minute. We're going to go ahead and pull it out, and that's the way it comes out. And you spiral it in there. The cable is trained to roll in there just like a little spring. And so this is for the fresh water. You just fill it up, unscrew it, and then stick the hose in there, and then you hook up the city water to this one. Here's where the propane is located. It's not locked. So I'm going to open it up, and there's the filler cap, and that is where you turn it on and off the valve. The gas inlet is here on the left hand side. Over here we have the shower. Let's go ahead and open that up. That's the external shower, and you can use hot water with it. There's the hand spray. And here we have the gray water and black water dump. And so this is tilted up. Keep it tilted up and hook it up with the hose when you're ready, and then tilt it down and pull out the 2 valves. And this is where the sewage hose is stowed. Just shove it in there and close it off. But since my hose has an elbow at the end, it won't fit into there, so I stow it here in the plastic bag, and you have extra disposable plastic gloves if you should use it. I normally take care of it for my customers because I don't want them to have to worry about it, and it's not a big deal for me. And right here we have the house batteries, 2 brand new Deep Cycle RV batteries or marine batteries. Duralast, and they do last. Now here on the right rear, we'll start with the storage that you have here. And I've got jumper cables and a battery charger for emergencies. Although you would have insurance, there are a couple of director chairs included, and you can see there's lots of space for luggage and whatever else you might need, fishing poles or guns or whatever. And then I include some charcoal for you, charcoal lighter, and a butane lighter there, and some extra bungee cords. Up there in the back we have a rear camera for backing up, and down here you can hook up your boat or a car trailer or something like that. You have all the hookups and wires for the lights. Here's some more storage, and here you got to have your Frisbee, that's included, and these are your trailer life, kind of like the Lego blocks for leveling the vehicle. You drive right up onto those. This is the vent for the stove as well as the heater. Make sure you don't put anything flammable or lean against it while the heater is on, because you can get severely burned. And be careful of this one too, it gets pretty hot. This is the hot water heater, so be cautious about that as well. Hot water heaters that runs on propane. Storage down here towards the front of the behind the cab. And you can see it is a Best Buy. It's a full-size awning. It's a manual. I'm not going to send you a tutorial on that because there are some really good ones, and I'll send you a link to a tutorial that somebody else produced. It's really good. Now here's the surge protector, and it's made for 30 amps. You just plug your Shoreline into it, and you can see you got the Shoreline running to the RV back there, and I'm running this to 15 amps. So I have an adapter here for 15 amps, and as I said before, I also have an adapter for 50 amp hookup if that's what you have at your site. I'm hooking this up to a 15 amp outlet at the side of my house. I also have a 30 amp in my garage, but I'm not close enough to do that right now. And Surge Protector gives you a constant readout of the voltage, the amperage being drawn, and the number of cycles per second. So let's go inside, shall we? There's your handle, and pull this open, and the Lippert Quick Step comes out automatically. Right here to the left, down by the step, is the circuit breaker that turns off all the DC lights and anything else that's run on DC. There you have the trunk light, ceiling light, electric step, which is what I got my foot resting on right now, and the outside light. Just turn that on, and you can see we have a little outside porch light. Of course, here's your fire extinguisher. Let's go on in. Now I have the table here, the dinette table set up, and it's on these poles. You just take the tabletop off and stow it wherever you prefer, and then these screw out turning counterclockwise, and there are a couple of caps that go in there, and I'll show you there are two more underneath the slide out. This is where the slide out is, and I'll show you how to work that as well. All these lights run on DC. There's the air conditioner intake and blowout. Little mirror here. Hello. And here's overhead storage. There's another one over there. And we have the side chair here. It swivels and also slides forward. There are handles underneath it. So you slide it forward, there's a handle to the right. So that's the handle on the right. You pull that forward to slide forward, otherwise you won't be able to swivel the chair. And then this is the handle that you turn, pull to the left, and then you can swivel. So we have lots of lights, lots of DC powered lights, and you have storage up here, and I include band-aids and tissues and sunblock and insect repellent, a little bit of tape. Over here we have the DVD multiplex player. You can play AM and FM. And here you have the remotes. So if you have satellite, you can use that. And then this runs the television. It's has the Roku built in, Hisense TV. And then you have the DVD remote. And a bug getter. There's your UHF antenna, and then you also have external antenna hookups for satellite or cable. Over here you have all the manuals for everything, including the vehicle. So let's turn on the TV, and you can see you can choose your inputs, and you have your choices of broadcast TV or cable, and everything's pre-programmed in here. You can also download more if you want, and it is Wi-Fi capable and ready, so you just need to search for your Wi-Fi wherever you camp, or you can also hook up to your hotspot on your phone. There are two places that you can hook up to the campsite's cable or satellite. One is right here on the passenger side, and the other is on the driver's side here towards the back. And here you have a nice speaker system with good bass response and good fidelity running off the radio and the DVD. And we have 3 vents in here, one here, and then one in the bathroom, and then one in back in the bedroom. This is for cranking up the TV antenna. So you crank it clockwise, make the antenna go up, and then counterclockwise to bring it back down. Always make sure that you have it down before you leave. All the windows have shades. You just pull down and pull up. Very, very simple. And then you have a curtain for privacy that goes across here. Here's the button for the slide out, which is up there. But before you do it, you have to make sure that you do a couple of things, and I'll show you what they are. Because there are a couple of kill switches that keep you from making the biggest boo-boo of all, and that is taking off with the slide out still out. 2 things that you need to do are, first, make sure that the driver's seat is all the way forward. Okay, and then you have other controls for positioning. And you also have to have the parking brake set. So those 2 things release the kill switches. After setting the parking brake and putting the seat forward, make sure that you have plenty of clearance. I don't have as much as I'd like, so I'm not going to put it all the way out. Don't want to run it into the eaves of the house. And now we're ready to slide it out. So you push the out button, which is on the bottom, and you can hear it. And when it gets to all the way, then it'll stop by itself and hear it click, click, click. Again, I'm not going to take it all the way out because I don't want to, it's within inches of touching the house and I don't want to take a chance. But then when you hear it click, click, click at the end, then stop. And when you're ready to bring it in, then you just do the opposite, push the in button here. And again, you need to have those kill switches off. And while the slide out is out, you can see the other holes where the posts go and the little caps that come off, and then you put those caps inside of these. And that's what it looks like when it's almost all the way out. And now, of course, we're in the galley area. And you have storage up here for paper plates and bowls and so on and so forth, tea bags. We have coffee that we provide with the Keurig, and creamers, salt and pepper and so on. And down in here we have some more storage, some little drawers with trays, a cutting board over there, and some cleaner, and a fan there that runs on AC, and then we have a DC powered vacuum there, hand vacuum, and some more cleaner stuff. In here we have condiments and forks and knives and spoons and any kind of cooking utensils that you might need, and condiments with popcorn, microwave popcorn. And here we have the microwave, a new microwave It's also a convection oven, so you can use either heat or microwave. And down here you have Corian countertops, very sturdy, very solid. And of course, 2 stainless steel sinks, a dish drainer. Here we have 3 burner propane stove. Turn on to high light. It's high level and then light, and then just twist this to make the propane light up. Okay, so we can do the same with these. And you got them all. And down below the stove, we have a saucepan with a glass lid and a non-stick frying pan with the handle that folds out. And for the convection oven, we have this little grill and some plastic storage bins. And here we have a practically new Dometic freezer and refrigerator. Push the button and it opens up. Here are the controls. So you have on off, so it can run on DC or AC, and it can also run on gas. So it will choose automatically which is available. Have the breaker panel, so that just comes out like that, and those are your circuit breakers and your fuses. That's right below the foot of the bin. Now here's something very important, and that is the status check. So you have, and also controls for the generator and the status number of hours for this generator. So to turn the generator on, you just push right here and hold it until it starts. There, now it's running. And here you can see how many hours are on the generator. 153.3. So very low number of hours on this generator. And let's turn it off. Just push it once. So again, you hold the start button until it starts completely and is stabilized. Turn on the water heater here for hot water, heated by propane. Turn on the water pump. So you need the water pump when you're using fresh water, but if you're hooked up to city water, you won't need the water pump. So we can see how it works. We do have a little bit of fresh water in there. There you go. And then we turn the hot water heater off and push the levels test to see the status of everything. So you can see the battery's fully charged, and also when it's hooked up to AC, it'll say that it's fully charged as well. We're full of LP gas, so that's included. I don't charge for the use of the propane, and that eases your mind a little bit, makes it a little easier for you. There's a little low on fresh water, but that's fine. It's less weight. The black water is empty and the gray water is empty, so that's the way you should go out. And you can come back with it full or almost full, and I'll clean it up for you. Now let's go into the bathroom. You got a light up here. Let's turn it on. And you got a heater and a vent with a fan. Of course, it's best to open up the vent so that the nasty air goes out. And you have a set of towels, of course, and the medicine cabinet has an air freshener, and you can put your stuff in there. And here we have the toilet. So to flush it, simply pull this lever over here, and if the water pump is on, it'll flush the water down. If you have city water, you won't need the water pump. Bathtub with the shower and removable hand spray shower. Another light up here. That light is turned on out here. There you go. And you can see you can put your shampoo there, and we have a fresh bar of soap. Pull this up for your shower like a usual one in a house. So you have a tub, you can sit down, and then you can close the shower door if you like. Have the sink, of course. And under here you have chemicals that you need, and toilet paper and cleaning supplies, and everything that you need is all supplied. And here we have the bedroom, and you have windows on either side with shades that go up and down. And you have this area here. Please don't step on there because it's not made to hold the weight of an adult human. And you have wardrobe back here, and storage up on top. I have an extra blanket and pillow that I keep up there. Also, no step here either. Okay, and please don't step on these either. So here's the right side wardrobe, and a pillow and an extra blanket underneath on the other side. Now you have 3 places where you can get DC power, and here we are in the galley, and you plug in your DC powered vacuum or flashlight or whatever you're using, and you have AC power here, and in front you have the cigarette lighter. In back you have a hookup for cable and satellite, as well as AC and DC power. Up here we have a little table that folds down, and you can put your TV or your computer or monitor or whatever you want to put there for viewing at night. And also up here in the entertainment center I have stowed this DC converter, so you just plug it into the cigarette lighter, the DC outlets, and you can convert it to AC, and also you can charge your phones or run your computers on it. And there's a little switch on the back, so you turn that switch on to make it work. And of course you have your smoke detectors, CO2 detectors, and down there. And of course this is very important. It's located right next to the bathroom. And you have your air conditioner switch, your heat switch for the furnace. And of course, if we need to get warm, we just turn it up. Works like a regular home furnace system. You have your heat ducts on the ceiling and on the floor as well around the area. Now you probably never need to, but just so you know, there is the water tanks down here underneath the bed, and the water pump, and the inverter here, and the wiring. And here, of course, you have the fold down bed. It's called a jackknife bed. And to open it up, you simply lift underneath here, and then it opens out as you pull it down. And you can push these cushions down a little further. It'll sleep a couple of people pretty close, or maybe smaller children. And if you need room, more room than that, somebody can sleep on the floor, especially if you have the slide out, you've got plenty of extra room. Put the seat back up, you just reach underneath again, pull up, hopefully you can see that, and then grab behind the back and pull it out. And you see you have seat belts for 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, of course, in front. And then to reset the table, simply put these down into the slots and turn it clockwise. Same with the other one, and then you put the tabletop on top into the holes. Now everything about driving is fairly standard. If you've driven a rental van or another RV or school bus, then you know pretty much how to operate this. Got your cruise control here, on and off, and brake light. We'll just undo that, and of course the seat belt sign. I don't have my seat belts on. Now the mirrors fold in. I've got them folded in because we're coming up here underneath the pergola, but they give great visibility. And of course you have the fisheye lens there that gives you a wider perspective. I showed you the backup camera, so that's right here. And so when you put it in reverse, that camera activates and you can see where you're going in back. But I never take anything for granted. That beeping you hear is a sensor for any objects that are close to us, so that obviously the closer you get to something on the side or on the back, then it beeps faster. This is a Pioneer DVD combination Bluetooth, and you can hook up your phone to it. So let's do that. Alright, now I have my daughter's iPhone hooked up to the cable that goes inside there, and you can see you can do navigation, you can play iTunes or do messages. There's the microphone right there. And so you can also hook up Bluetooth. And here's your choices of things that you can play, different functions. Bluetooth audio, so if you want to play your iTunes or whatever tunes you have, it works out great. You can also play DVDs and CDs. So got a little classical music in there now. And it also has a DVD player, so you will get warned to not watch TV while you're driving. Yes, I won't, I promise. There you go. And it also has a remote, so you know what to do with that. Well, it has been my pleasure to take you on a tour of my RV and show you all the tricks of the trade, as it were. When you come in to pick it up, we'll go on a test drive and make sure that you're comfortable in driving it, and I can answer any questions that you might have. Make sure that you watch this video all the way through, unless you're very familiar with this particular coach or other coaches that are similar to it. Thank you, and happy RVing.